East Coast versus West Coast. We have the West Coast Disneyland Churro versus Sleepy Hollow's Walt Disney World's Nutella Waffle. For this recipe, we're going to need 1 cup of room temperature water, 3 tablespoons plus a half a cup of granulated sugar, divided, a half a teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons plus 4 cups of vegetable oil, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. We're going to start by adding our water to the pan. Follow that with adding the 3 tablespoons of sugar. And we'll just mix that through. Follow that with kosher salt. I'm using kosher salt. You can use idolized salt, whichever is to your liking. I'm adding now 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And that's the third. We're going to just let that simmer. We're going to bring it over medium heat. And we're going to just give it a quick mix. You just want to incorporate all these ingredients together. As the item starts to simmer and you continue to mix, the sugar and the salt will actually become dissolved. As it comes to a rapid boil, you want to leave it here for about 35 to 45 seconds. We're going to remove it from the heat. Once we remove it from the heat, we're going to add in 1 cup of flour. And we're going to give this a mix. Now you don't have to stir it very vigorously. You just have to incorporate the flour. You're going to start to see it forms its own dough to begin with on its own. Once you have it here, I'm adding vanilla. I feel that the churro needs just a little touch of vanilla. And again, this is Disney done differently. So I'm adding about a quarter teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm just going to give that a mix into the dough. And once the dough is formed into this, you want it to just sit to the side for a moment, and then we can start piping. And there we have our dough. Nice. It feels a little firm to the touch. So I'm going to add just the remaining sugar to a plate. And we're going to add the cinnamon. And at first it doesn't look like there's enough to actually be incorporated. But as you see, as I'm mixing here, the cinnamon almost looks like it's too dark. But it becomes very evenly dispersed. And now we have this set up for our churros. Okay. So here we have a sheet pan with markings that I put on there. The reason I marked them is to make sure that the churros that I pipe out are going to actually fit into the pot that I'm going to be frying them in. I'm just taking a simple Ziploc bag and I'm opening up the corner, adding my pastry bag tip to it. I'm going to use this small star tip, tighten that up. And we'll just place the dough. I'm breaking up the dough probably just into half just to fit it into the bag. Once you put everything into your pastry bag, you want it just to drop it down to the bottom and give it a twist so that everything is evenly. And you don't go directly right to the pan. You want to actually just squeeze from the top, make it all nice and filled so that that area is filled. You can see that the star tip is making the design. So here you can see I've piped out 2 already, and I'm staying within the lines, and that's literally just so that I can stay in the size of the pan. We know that the traditional Disneyland churro is tremendous in size, but we're cooking at home and we don't have the feature to do something that's big. Now while I'm doing this, I know I'm making the 4th one here. And it's coming out. There we go. But I have a little bit of the extra dough that I'm thinking about how else we can utilize this. So I'm just going to make couple of different shapes to see how this dough performs. I flattened out a few pieces, and I have an idea for that to be added to one of the dishes that we're going to be making. And I'm just going to take the dough and I'm going to make sure that our pot is full with our oil. I'm adding the additional 2 cups of oil. So in total we have 4 cups. And I have this on a medium to high heat. What you want to do is bring this oil to temperature to 375 to 380 degrees. Just drop your thermometer in. Make sure that it's at that temperature, because if the oil's too cold, your churros are going to actually fall apart. And here we are, 380. I'm going to add the churro to the hot oil. You can see it's starting right away. And this is actually not a bad process. It's only 4 cups of oil, so you can actually do this in a pot like I'm doing right here. This is a cast iron porcelain pot, and you just want the churros to now sit and let them fry. Give them a little touch so that they don't stick to the bottom. I noticed that they were beginning to stick to the bottom of the pot as soon as I dropped them in. So you just want to just give them a quick nudge and they'll start to float, and you'll notice the color starts on them tremendously fast. So as these fry, we have those other items that we were talking about. How are we going to incorporate those? But as you can see, folks, these are coming out very, very easily. This is real time. Just separate them within the pot. And let's see. Sorry that my hand is blocking your camera view right now. And there we have it. They look beautiful in color to me. I'm going to pull them out. We've seen they've opened up just a little bit. And they're not crispy as they're coming directly out of the oil. So just don't be fearful. I'm going to just use my tongs and pull it out. And let the excess oil drip off. And I'm going to go right onto some paper towel with the churros. I got to tell you, they look beautiful. They're nice golden brown. Alright, so we have our churros and just put them into the cinnamon sugar. They coat beautifully. Actually, I was very surprised. I thought maybe because they weren't that hot that they weren't going to, the cinnamon and the sugar weren't going to stick. But they do. They stick tremendously to the sides of the churros. And there we have, folks. We have churros. We're going to just coat these, and we're going to move on to our next one. So here I have the golden malt pancake and waffle mix, 2 eggs, about 4 teaspoons of butter, and 1.25 cups of water. I'm going to actually melt the butter. I'm going to throw it in the microwave for probably about 30 seconds. And this golden malt powder is actually the official of Disney. That's how they make their Mickey waffles there on site. And I'm just adding water to the bowl. We're going to crack our 2 eggs into there. No shells. That's very good. All right. And I'm going to just sprinkle in some of the flour. Now, listen, first I'm going to actually beat up the eggs, and we'll just crack these, give these a quick mix. Let them start to blend together. You see the foam just starts. You could go as fast or as slow, whatever you want to do. There you go. And then let's grab our flour, and I'm going to add the flour in just gradually. There's no specific method to how the flour should be. Whenever I'm adding dry ingredients to liquid ingredients, I just like to have it being mixed prior to. It's probably more out of habit than it's needed. But again, at home, you do what you want to do. And I'm just going to continue to mix this. So the batter is starting to form. You're starting to see the malt is actually what's adding those bubbles. That's what's starting the bubbles. And add the melted butter. And it's liquid into liquid. There we go. Get all that out. And let's just give this a mix. Now, I have my waffle iron being preheated right now. And listen, in Disney, they have the Belgian waffle style. Deep crevices, this is it's coming out nice. I don't have that type of waffle maker, so I'm gonna have to do something differently. We just continue to give this a quick mix. You notice that the batter is coming together, and it's gonna look runny and thin, but once you add that heat, that's when the magic will happen. All right, and here is my waffle maker. There you go. Look at that guy. So traditionally it's going to be a Mickey waffle, but I'm going to add one ladle here. And you can see that it's starting a little touch more just to get it into the ears. And that should be enough. And it's not spilling over, so that looks good. What you don't want to do is close it right away. You want to see the bubbles. See these bubbles that are here? You want that. That's the heat coming up. And there you go. There's some little drips. But let's close it and let it do its thing. And it doesn't do... We don't have to interact with it at all. It's just going to cook them all off. Talk to me, Mick. Speak to me. That's Rocky movie. Wrong feature. There you go. Look at that guy smiling at us, nice and golden. Oh, it smells delicious. It rose a little bit, got a little thickness to it. Nice and, oh, it's crispy, guys. And let's take a look. There he is, leader of the band. I just have some blueberries, strawberries. We're going to add this to our waffle. So I'm just going to slice up banana, because that's exactly what's actually served with the Sleepy Hollow waffle. So let's see, a little East Coast, West Coast competition going on here in the kitchen today. So let's see here. All right, and then just bananas. All right, so we have our Mickey waffles. We have the two that we did in a pancake style. I'm going to show you something we're going to do with that. We have our fruit, just nice and cut up. There's one thing that I can't remember at Sleepy Hollow, that they do it almost like in a taco style, and then I guess you need the star of the show. Oh, there it is. Nutella. Hello, friend. How are you? Nutella is just a chocolate hazelnut spread, and we are going to definitely use that in here, because this is definitely the star of this. Now again, remember I told you that they do it as a taco style at Sleepy Hollow, and this is called Disney Done Differently. So we're going to do a little bit of the Nutella, give it a nice spread, basically like you're giving Mickey a bath. Let's take some of our bananas. Some strawberries. And a couple blueberries. And then we'll top this one off. Like that. And for this one, I'm going to add some Nutella. This one will get just bananas. And then for the classic, well, let's face it, folks, we can do just Nutella. But what would be better if we just had something different than just Nutella? Well, remember we made those flat individual churros that I made earlier? Well, here they are. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take them, we coated them in the sugar, and we're going to put them right here. top that one. Well, I guess it's just one less thing to do. Let's add it. Because here, Disney done differently. I'm taking some of your favorites and we're just making it a little different. There you go. So, it's not the Belgian waffle, but you saw the mix that we made. So here we go. We have our waffle with the Nutella that we just made. We have our wonderful churros made here. And what's that? Well, remember here Disney done differently. We're going to make something different always, all the time. So with this, I just took the powdered sugar that I was using on the waffle. I took the spoon that I was using in the Nutella. And then I added just a drop of heavy cream. It makes like a royal icing. It's going to be great to do that. East Coast versus West Coast, Disneyland versus Walt Disney World. We're going to start with the churro, and we're going to do it with a little bit of that dipping sauce. Sweet. It's got the crunch. Flavorful. A little touch of Nutella. For the purists. It's churro. Now, for all the Disneyland purists, I didn't make it 7 feet long. I didn't wrap it with the paper. I'm cooking in my house. Now for the waffle, the East Coasters. Again, I made it as the crepe or pancake style. Right? And in here we got the Nutella, the strawberries, the bananas, powdered sugar. Here we go, East Coast. Let me tell you. Churros, classic. Disneyland favorite. Disneyland classic. Sleepy Hollow. The flavors you get hit first with the fresh strawberry, the blueberries, then you get the sweetness of the Nutella, the warmth of the waffle mix, the crepe style that I made it in. Folks, do these at home. You saw what it took. Couple ingredients, some time, put them together, have fun with it. From my kitchen to yours, thanks for watching. If you like what you see today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends, tell your friends. Till next time, everybody.